Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Bob on the Bop. And just wondering how you're doing. So there's a guy named Cliff Hyde. And if you go look at his channel and go back and look at what he was saying, 2019 in December, he had it down, and his whole take on 19 is really straight up, right? And now he's going on about the normies and the woo-woos. And the normies are the people who are stuck in being stuck. They want it normal. What is normal, right? And it's never going to be normal again, kids. And woo-woos are people who can, woo-woo, move the moment, go back and forth, bob and weave. If I ever have kids, I'm going to, no matter what gender they are, I'm going to name them Bob and Weave. So, how you doing? How you doing, AI? Number 2, how you doing? And, so I'm here in Virginia. I'm seeing my doctors and getting things checked out. And everyone's amazed that I'm still alive and that, I'm in such great shape for being a dead guy, That's my endocrinologist. That's his joke for the last 4 years. So, you're the healthiest dead guy I know. So, he was there when I died, so, or at least he was around. So, he was part of the team. And so I'm hanging out with John Boy at the school and helping him clean up the house because he wants to rent it out and go to California. And I keep telling him I'll go with him because it would be a chuckle to go across the country, John Boy. But I say, John, I am not going with you unless you make a commitment to step up and be the good person you can be, Stop being the whiny bitch, And that's the problem. Most, normies aren't whiny bitches. Oh, why can't I have my latte this way? And man, if you guys are drinking, you need to go watch Truly Graceful. She's the best, right? And Truth Media is pretty good too. And Cliff Hyde, those are my top 3. And there are a lot of people I used to watch a lot, like Max Igon of Black Crow, and he's gone. They took him gone. And because he was, saying the same thing, going after the same people, and you don't need to go after anybody. Because really, it's no one's fault. If you're a stuck, oligarch, it's really, daddy was mean to you, and the nun did naughty things to you, and when I say nun, I'm talking about any kind of nun. So, what else? What else am I thinking about? Hey, it's now 3 people. So, anybody I could I'm on the Bob. I have virtually no cash. And John Boy said, I'll pay you to clean my house. I'll pay you hundreds of dollars. And I've really done a great job. I saved him at least $1,000 because he had all this food delivered, and he had it on the ground rotting. It's like, it's right in front of the refrigerator. He was like, couldn't put it in the refrigerator. It was just stuffed with stuff. So I took it all out. I cleaned, because everything was rotting in the refrigerator. I cleaned the fridge. And, I took all the shelves out and washed them and, cleaned them up real good, put them back, and then took all the food and placed it in the fridge. And it used only half the space. We had everything stuffed in there. And cardboard, it just, half the space was taken up by the bags that he had. It was like, and so I then went around and just cleaned every room. And because it was a total mess, but it was just a bunch of stuff. Well, I, took all the plastic bags, put them in one bag. I took the cardboard boxes, cut them up, and not get rid of them, just folded them up so they all, he had this one room full of, Amazon cardboard boxes. That was just full of them. and I cut it down. I folded them all up, and it took up this much space. Now he's got a ton of boxes, and he can, either burn them in the wintertime because those boxes make great starters, for a wood stove. And these are all simple. And all you go, I've worked so hard. I've worked so hard. All these years, I've worked so hard. Well, he has done a great job. He saved the school. But I work hard on everything, but only because I enjoy, doing my garden. I'm like, I've been climbing mountains, I carry 20 tons of dirt to make my raised bed garden. Now, I didn't do it in one day. I did it over 3 months. March, April, May is the months I did it. And I did some last year. And I work a little bit, right? I do it until, okay, I'm going to go sit down. I sit down, I read a book. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more. And I only do it when the sun is not beating down. I mean, that's how you do work. And then before you know it, it all gets done, right? So I'm going to be maybe one more day and clean up stuff because he has not taken the garbage out for months. And so two tradesmen. Hello, brother. Hope all is well. Can talk now at work, but I started to read Cut 2, Gizmo. Great. Excellent. Good. I'm listening on my headphones. I'm speaking to you, Tool. And we're all tools in this world here, so I love you. And I'm a tradesman too, And I, what's above is below with my tool set, So we'll talk some more. And anybody, Mr. Tradesman, you want to talk to me one-on-one, go to my Gmail, right? The Dude Awake 42 at Gmail. The Dude Awake 42 at Gmail. And anybody who wants to stick anything on my PayPal, go to PayPal and say who you want to send it to. The Dude Awake 42 at Gmail. And I love talking to people on things because, this is like a stream of consciousness I do, right, for you. And but I can be more direct and personal and listen to what you want to talk about that you may not want to talk about on the World Wide Web to the world. So I'm always here for you guys, right? And again, go to PayPal, the Dude Awake 42 at Gmail when I ask you for what email address. And I said, could really use it. I'm on the bounce now, and the other day I just, I took everything, I have a homeless guy's car. I'm just got, it's like people go, I have my go back. Well, I have my go car, right? And so it's like stuck. When I came back here, I went to my mechanic who knows my car really well, and he charged me $75 to look at everything, right? And I said, well, you got to fix this and that. Your struts, your this, your that, ba-ding. The exhaust pipe, blah 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 blah. Your electric, blah 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 blah. And I said, so how much does that cost? It's about $6,000. I said, yeah, good luck. I'm barely can give you $75 to tell me what's wrong with this thing. And he wrote it all down. Very nice. And he, had his computer spit it out. And so I can go to my holler guy and see if he could do it for cheaper. And that's what I did with my car. So my car and I are in debate, and so I said, so how much do you think this thing's on? I said, well, you could probably get another 100,000 miles out of it if when it kind of goes a little crazy, you don't get, if you just, pray and put the rosary beads on the rearview mirror and, because that's how it wasn't doing its thing and then it did. Anyway, so that's the story and everything's good and I'm here for another day or two and I'm talking to other people. I had a friend of mine whose husband died and I got her to, she was just sitting in the house looking at the CDs. And I said, no. I said, I called up her son in Arizona and said, hey, I'm going to put your mom on an airplane. And he goes, okay. And, so he called him up, used his credit card. We went to the airport. I stuck on there, from the time I got there to 3 hours later, she's on the airplane. And I said, you don't even, just take the things you need, and everything else you can buy when you get there. Go to Goodwill. And so I put her on there, and she just started out, when I was driving her to the airport, she just started crying. And I said, You okay? She goes, no, this is really good. I haven't really cried since Herbie died, and now I'm letting it go. And thank you very much. Just holding it all in, and you really just opened up the waterworks. And I'm just going to sob here until we get to the airport. And we had 20 minutes to drive to the airport. So she sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. And then she talked about, when she met Mary and when she did this with them and when they did that and the kids they had together and this and this. And she's sobbing. And by the time we got to the airport and, came around, and then went into short-term parking, she was like, we were laughing because we were telling stories about her husband and her, because I lived with them 2 winters ago because he got sick, and I kind of took care of him. And then COVID came and really took him out. And so, and she got sick too, but she survived and he didn't. Anyway, so anyway, put her on the airplane, went to the gate with her, and she was just hugging and kissing me and said, you are a good friend. And that's what, John keeps going, why do you do this stuff? You're not making any money. Why are you helping people? Absolutely. Okay, bud. So I'll look forward to hearing from you on the Dude Awake 42 at Gmail, and if you can throw anything in the PayPal, that would be great. So, okay, and like, you're not sick. You look so good. I'm the one who's suffering. He's 42. He's in pretty good shape. He won't be if he keeps doing what he's doing now. He's not going to be. So, how much battery do I have left in this thing? A few hours, but I have to go to another doctor's appointment in about 20 minutes. So I will try and go on tonight and tell stories, right? And I haven't done it from the school because, I just don't want to be bothered by John, because, I go there and I clean up his house. I watch his sisters. I make him meals. And every time I make a meal, he goes, this is really great. Like, did you poison that? It's like I'm eating the same stuff. It's like, and this is, I have a master's in social work. I'm a shrink. I worked for shrinks. I, shrunk people. And John is just neurotic. And what neuroses really is someone who is just so self-absorbed that they're little, sounds good. I'll try to catch the story tonight. And I would say, 10 o'clock my time. I like it late at night, right? So it'll be quiet, dark, etc. So anyway, what can I say? So I'm going to talk about the whole woo thing. So anybody wants to get a primer, Morgan, good to see you. Go to Cliff Hyde, Clear Thinking, I think is his name, is his YouTube channel. And he's talking about the woo-woos and the normies. And Cliff is, his whole career was that of a computer programmer who worked for folk and did simulations, right? So he's looked at, very similar to me. I didn't use computers, but I did look at trends and such. That's my little third eye, which I'm rubbing right now. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you how much I love you and say a little prayer for you all. Bless us indeed, enlarge our territory, put your hands upon our shoulders so we will keep us from evil so we will do no harm. And, it's very simple to do that. Good thoughts bring good actions, bring good deeds, bring good outcomes, right? Bad thoughts bring bad words, bring bad actions, bring bad outcomes, And so when you constantly, it's their fault. They did that to me when I was in, 5th grade and people made fun of me. No. And you don't have to revivitate it. Now, people, I work with people at VA with PTSD. You got to go in there and dig it out and clear it out. And that's all of that stuff, not to relive it, but just get rid of it. And then replace it with good thoughts. Meaning, I only put good thoughts in my head. That's why I pray all the time and meditate all the time. And we'll do a guided meditation tonight, right? So you can look forward to that. So tell a few stories, do a guided meditation, and we'll have good old times, right? So I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome aboard to Dreamy Dreamland. And all those shows. I was looking at John, so I'm looking at his YouTube channel, and all the stories I told him, the old crone, Jimi Hendrix, David Bowie, about 20 others. After the first two went really big, and he was making buku bucks off of my stories, and he wouldn't, screw you, costing me money. So I left, and then he came in, please come back and do the stories. So I did, and then people complained that he interrupted me all the time, and then he said, it's my channel, I should be on. You shouldn't be the star. I said, okay, good, I'm out of here. He threw me out. Anyway, so the third time he begged me to come back and do it. I said, okay, but I need to get a cut of this. And I've started my own YouTube channel, and you need to link me. Every show that I do for you on your channel, you need to link it onto my channel. He hasn't done any of that. So yesterday I went through all the shows and showed how he didn't link. He said, I'm sure I did. And then I went and looked at all the way down into the data stream, and he didn't. None of them. And the three, and then he put up a little thing that was like a link, but it went back to his channel. And instead of calling it Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob, he called it Dream Time with Al. And that was a little box in his YouTube thing, and it went straight back to him. And that is the whole thing about, he wasn't thinking good thoughts. So he wasn't saying good words, and he wasn't doing good actions. So he's all bent out of shape that, it's too hard to go see my children in Texas, No. When you're a parent, you stop being selfish. It's all about you taking care of the kids. And when I first, he bought the school from me, and the first 6 months I was there helping him, get me out of there and get him started down to fixing the school, which he did a great job. He fixed all the things that the leaks and the this and the that. If they kept up, the place would have fallen apart. And he fixed it up really nice. But it's his place, It's like he's talking like he's doing a job for somebody, but it's his house, He's making it the way he likes it. So anyway, so in that first 6 months, his wife and his kids lived 6 miles down the road, living in one of his parents' houses that she wasn't paying rent for, the utility for. And I kept saying, let's go see your kids. Let's go spend time with your boys. Let's go do this. Let's do that. And he wouldn't do it. The only 6 months before he threw me out for a long stint, I went to their house where she was 3 different times, where I didn't tell him where we're going, and I kind of drove around and then ended up there. And then I would take the car keys, because the first time I did that, he was going to drive, and I was driving in my car, and he, didn't get out, and he got out, ran around, got in my car, and was going to drive my car away and leave me there. And I luckily wasn't, I was hobbling, so I turned around, and by the time I turned around, it was only out the door a little bit, and I kicked the door closed. Why'd you do that? What are you doing? I reached in and took the car keys, and kept him from stranding me there. And he's done that before. We went to a conference, and then he got embarrassed. He dressed up as Superman. Anyway, so whatever. And this, so why do you even waste your time on this guy? Well, because no one cares about him. His parents kind of do, but not really. And he is the canary in the coal mine. I mean, I, as a social scientist, I can read more about the human race and what's going on in the world because he really is he's like a Nimrod. And so just hanging with him, and I want him to succeed. He's really talented. He's really, he's got a master's degree in filmmaking. He's got a bachelor's in filmmaking. He There was a guy who rented the basement, and that guy was great. He put in the best Wi-Fi, the best internet. So John used to have to pay $200 a month to get a hotspot off his phone. Right? He's had this now for 2.5 years, and the guy has never turned it off on him. And I said, John, you should pay him some money. And he said, well, I don't know what he's talking about. So. And the wind has blown the antenna sideways a few times, and that guy has come and fixed the antenna. John is just, but he is my lab rat. He is the canary in the coal mine. There's more, I get more out of him. So that's why I do it. It's not like, and I want to see him succeed. I want to see him happy. I want him to get out of his neuroses because he's not psychotic. He's not crazy. He's just neurotic, So anyway, so I came, haven't really seen him in almost 18 months, maybe a little longer since the last time. He threw me out 3 Septembers ago. So 2.5, 2 Septembers, and this September coming will be 3. So he threw me out, and amazing, every time John threw me out, I would go have a great experience. I would go have an adventure, and I'd go someplace and I'd be away for, I was worrying about, why? I said, why'd you throw me out? Because you made me anxious, because you can do all these things and then you never get upset and you never get everything. You just so, you made me anxious. Wow. Anthony, what's shaking, buddy? All right, I'll say goodbye, good day. I love you too. Okay, gang, so I'm going to check out of here. So it's all good, I'm heading back to the Deep Green in 2 or 3 days. I pretty much accomplished everything I needed to accomplish. And I'm just helping John to get his, and he wants to rent the place out. So I said, John, you got a ton of pictures of this place. Really good. Pick your top 10, put it on Craigslist, and rent this place for $2,000. He could, no problem. I have a friend of mine who has a little shack. She gets, $1,100 for a tenth of the space of that school, and it has 8 separate bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, and So, anyway, what do you know about the internet going down? Well, it's going down. I would say by 4th of July, no internet, period, across the thing. So there'll be no banking, no electric, no cars running, no, you name it. We are in this woo-woo state, and Miss L, I would say go check out Cliff Hyde's channel, Clear Thinking, True Thinking, something like that. And he's got it down, right? I'm just, this is telling me the internet's going down. And then after 6 months of people eating their legs, Elon Musk and the poster kids are going to say, oh, we're going to save the earth. Elon's got these 50,000 satellites up in space, and everyone's getting their own smartphone, and it will, instead of having to go to a tower out here, it'll go straight above you. You'll always be in contact, and it'll be the new money. Because the money is going bye-bye. So, and I'm the queen of woo-woo-ness because I live out in the middle. I'm eating bark and drinking dandelion tea and cutting up the dandelion leaves as my salad. I got great water that is an artesian well, and it just kind of comes out the side of the hill. And I got a garden hose taking it to 400 feet to the spray nozzle. And so, I got a toilet that gets water from that. So I'm all good, and I don't have to go anywhere. And I got my garden in all now, right? I'm just watching it grow. And so I would suggest you get yourself someplace comfy because between 4th of July and March, and there's going to be another COVID spike on the order of what happened to India, right? So have fun with that. And it has more to do with what's coming out of the sky than someone sneezing on you. Because I was cleaning up John. John has thrown everything everywhere. And so he's got a really good furniture outside in the rain. And so I was like putting plastic. I was, what are you doing that for? I said, well, don't you want to keep this as well? Yeah, I was thinking of it, but now it's rained on and it's spoiled. I'll just have to get more from Amazon. And I said, and he goes, but how am I going to pay my bills? I said, well, one of the ways is stop buying stuff from Amazon. You know? I mean, I live very comfortably on $400 a month. Now, I can always use more. So if you want to send me something through PayPal, go to PayPal and they say what, email you want to send it to, and that's the dude awake 42 at Gmail. Right? I'd really love it if you could do that. And go look at my, Mr. Tool there. He's been reading my stuff at xratted.blogspot.com, and he's going, whoa. If I knew it was that good, I'd look at it sooner. So, and I'm still working on my 2 novels that I've been working on for the last 8 months. One's called Legacy and one's called Legend. So anyway, that's it. Got to say goodbye. We've been on now 26 minutes. So when we get to 27:27, I'm going to say, and I love you guys, and I'll do it tonight, sometime between 9 and 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, USA. Okay? There's 27 minutes, 27 seconds. I'll hit the button. Love you guys. You stay well. Be good. Boo, boo, boo. Night shift.